Have you ever wondered why, no matter how much you earn, it never quite feels like enough? Why money comes in, but seems to leave just as quickly? Maybe you've blamed your salary, your spending, or the state of the economy. But what if I told you that the answer might be resting in the very object you touch every single day? Your wallet. It's not how much money you carry. It's what energy your wallet holds that decides what stays and what leaves. This video isn't about budgeting. It isn't about financial advice. It's about something deeper, subtler, and infinitely more powerful. The energetic story you tell every time you reach into your wallet. In both Buddhist and Feng Shui traditions, the physical objects closest to our bodies become part of our karmic field. The items you wear, the bag you carry, the objects you keep near your chest or hip, these don't just serve functional purposes. They carry memory. They carry projection. They shape and reflect the way your energy moves through the world. The wallet, in particular, is a container that says everything about your relationship with wealth. Not your wish for it, not your affirmation of it, but your actual embodied relationship with it. It is one of the most overlooked energetic spaces in modern life. We toss things into it without thought. Crumpled bills, expired coupons, receipts from months ago, loyalty cards we never use, photographs of people we no longer speak to. We let it become a graveyard, a junk drawer, a pocket of static, and then we wonder why our prosperity feels blocked. In Buddhist teaching, it is said that right view is the beginning of the Eightfold Path, the very first step toward liberation. Right view is not about having the correct opinion, it's about seeing clearly, about perceiving without distortion. In Feng Shui, clarity begins in space. Your environment is your mirror, and your wallet, which sits closest to your personal energy field, becomes the mirror you check without even realizing it. Every time you reach for it, at a cafe, at the market, before boarding a bus, your hand touches not just leather or fabric. It touches your subconscious script about money. So today we're not just going to clean your wallet, we're going to realign it. We'll explore what to remove, what to keep, and what to add, so that your wallet no longer becomes a source of silent resistance, but a subtle source of invitation. An altar, if you will, not in a religious sense, but in a practical one. A space of respect, of clarity, of calm receptivity. We'll look at the surprising objects that quietly drain your wealth energy and the few sacred symbols that can help anchor abundance with integrity. And we'll do all of it not through superstition, but through understanding. Because money is not just about numbers, it's about energy flow. It's about how you hold, receive, and release. Let me offer a quiet reflection before we begin. A Zen master once said, if you want to understand someone's karma, look at how they hold a bowl. If it's clutched, they fear lack. If it's careless, they disrespect offering. If it's empty but open, they are ready. Your wallet is your bowl. What do you hold in it? What do you fear? What are you unknowingly worshiping? This exploration is not about wealth in the way the world defines it. It is about sufficiency. It is about readiness. And it is about becoming aware of the small, tangible signals you send to the universe about what you are truly prepared to receive. So pause with me here. Take a moment. Reach for your wallet. Not to open it, not yet, but to feel it. Is it heavy? Is it overstuffed? Is it elegant? Is it worn, neglected, forgotten in the bottom of a bag? That moment of contact is your first clue, because how you carry your wallet is how you carry your financial story. And the good news is you can begin rewriting it right now. If this video offers you even a slightly new way to see your relationship with money, if it helps you feel even a little more sovereign in how you hold your energy, then I invite you to help this teaching reach more people. Give this video a like, share it with a friend who may need to hear it, and please subscribe to New Day Mindfulness. Every subscription brings us closer to 1,000 followers and gives me the opportunity to share more grounded, healing, quietly transformative content like this with you. This is not about hype, it's about harmony. Let's walk through this gently together. Section 1, what you keep reflects what you fear. When most people think about decluttering their wallet, they approach it like a checklist. Toss old receipts, Organize bills, maybe wipe the surface clean, and call it a day. But what if that stack of outdated coupons tucked behind a loyalty card isn't just taking up space? It's quietly broadcasting a message to the universe about how you relate to loss, worth, and fear. In Feng Shui, everything speaks, even when you're not listening. The wallet, carried close to the body, handled often, touched during every financial exchange, acts as a microcosm of your energy field. It's more than storage. It's a field of active qi. And just like a river, when that field is clogged with old, stagnant material, the energy doesn't move forward. It pools. It swirls. It turns into what practitioners often call sha qi, stuck, heavy, decaying energy. This might sound abstract, but the lived experience is incredibly real. Think of this. You reach for your wallet to buy something joyful, a small treat, a gift for a loved one, something symbolic of abundance. And what greets you? A folded receipt from 3 months ago, a faded loyalty card from a store you no longer shop at, a crumpled bus ticket, a promo voucher long expired. The moment is interrupted, not outwardly, but inwardly. There's a contraction, a weight, a tug backward. Something in you remembers lack, missed opportunity, the past. This isn't superstition, it's symbolic friction. From a Buddhist lens, this pattern touches the root cause of dukkha, often translated as suffering, but more accurately rendered as clinging. We don't suffer because we don't have enough. We suffer because we're afraid of not having enough. We suffer because we cling to what was, hoping it might still give us value, comfort, identity. And that's exactly what most people's wallets reflect. An unconscious archive of who they used to be, what they used to need, and what they were afraid to release. Let me tell you about Mira, a freelance designer I met during a retreat in Vermont. She lived in New York City, worked on branding projects for small ethical companies, and always seemed just one client away from stability. Her work was beautiful, thoughtful, clean, soulful. But every few months she'd hit the same wall. Missed deadlines, delayed contracts, unexpected dry spells. It's like I can't hold on to momentum, she said. Like I get close, then it collapses. During a slow afternoon walk, I asked her about her daily rituals, what she touched, carried, relied on. And she laughed, pulling out her wallet. It was heavy, not with cash, but with cards, old receipts, paper scraps, and what she jokingly called wallet debris. I asked her to open it. Together, we looked through its contents. There were business cards from clients she no longer worked with, a punch card from a vegan bakery that had closed 3 years ago, a note from an ex, 3 transit passes, 4 expired coffee coupons, and somewhere in the middle, folded twice over, a contract draft she had never sent because she didn't think it was good enough. She paused. Quietly, she said, "This is exactly how my brain feels. Like nothing's finished and everything's still waiting." That night, back in her apartment, she emptied the wallet completely. She held each item not as clutter, but as a question. Do I still choose this? Does this reflect who I am becoming? Is this mine to carry? She kept a single debit card, her ID, 2 business cards, and one $100 bill her grandmother had given her for good luck. Everything else, she released. The next day, she emailed the contract she had delayed for 6 months. Within the week, it was accepted. That wasn't magic, that was coherence. The weight she'd felt had never just been emotional. It had been mirrored, reinforced, echoed in what she carried every single day. And she's not alone. You see, the wallet is a threshold. It's the place where inner belief meets outer action. And anything that lives in that space will begin to influence your behavior. You might not notice it at first, but over time, those expired items, those never-used coupons, those outdated reminders of former selves, they build a psychic residue, and they start to whisper, "Remember when this was all you could afford? Remember when you didn't trust yourself to spend wisely? Remember that thing you didn't do? That chance you missed? That person who left?" This is how stagnation begins. Not through laziness, but through unexamined loyalty to what no longer serves. From a Feng Shui perspective, your wallet needs to breathe. It needs to be a channel for flow. Every item in it should reflect current intention, present capacity, and forward motion. No ghosts, no regrets, no symbolic dead weight. So here's your gentle invitation. Take your wallet, find a quiet space, not in haste but with care. Light incense if you wish, or just open a window. Let light touch the space. Now open the wallet and empty everything onto a clean surface. Hold each item one by one and ask, does this represent value in my life today? Is this aligned with where I'm going? Does this item spark contraction or permission? If it's expired, let it go. If it belonged to an older version of you, one who lived in fear or lack or guilt, thank it, then release it. Keep only what you use. Keep only what honors who you are now and who you are becoming. Some people say, but what if I need that later? And here's the Buddhist response. The future is not built by hoarding the past. It is built by choosing the present, again and again. After you've cleared the wallet, hold it in your hands. Take a breath, say quietly, I clear space to welcome clarity. Say it once or say it 3 times. Then gently return the chosen items. You'll notice they fit better, that the wallet is lighter, that your breath feels longer. This is not psychological trickery. This is energetic reorientation. Because what you carry with you, literally and symbolically, always shapes what you're available for. A wallet filled with remnants of missed discounts, failed plans, or expired identities is like a conversation with the past you never stopped having. But a wallet that holds only what belongs, that's a statement. That's an invitation. That's a door quietly opening in the field of your finances, not through force, but through space. Because wealth doesn't only flow toward effort, it flows toward alignment. And when you clear what no longer belongs, what wants to stay finally has somewhere to land. Section 2, Emotional Entanglement. Why love doesn't belong in the wallet. Among the most persistent yet unseen forms of energetic confusion is the quiet tangle between love and money. Not in how we earn or spend, but in how we store. Most people wouldn't think twice about slipping a small photo of a child, a partner, or a parent into the folds of their wallet. Nor would they hesitate to keep a handwritten love note, a pressed flower from an anniversary, or a ticket stub from a meaningful date tucked behind their ID. These objects are tender, cherished, and deeply human. But when stored in a space meant for currency, they start to distort the flow of energetic alignment. Let's pause here, not to suggest that love must be locked away or that sentiment is unspiritual. Quite the opposite. In Buddhist understanding, intention defines karma. It's not the object, but its placement. Not the memory, but its context. The wallet is not an emotional altar. It is a channel of practical energy. And when emotional chi is packed into the same vessel as financial chi, we create what in Feng Shui is referred to as cross-current turbulence. Imagine a stream where 2 currents, one gentle and meandering, the other fast and forceful, try to occupy the same space. The water becomes chaotic, swirling, unpredictable. That's what happens energetically when your wallet tries to hold both love and livelihood. Neither flow remains clean. The ancient Feng Shui masters never designed rules arbitrarily. They observed natural forces of wind, water, time, emotion, and how those forces interact in physical space. The wallet, as an energetic object, lives close to the hips or heart. It moves with your body, touches your fingers often, and engages directly with the world every time you spend, receive, or carry intention. It is yang in nature, directional, purposeful, assertive. Introducing yin emotional energy into that field, grief, longing, memory, alters its frequency. Buddhism adds another layer of wisdom. The Noble Eightfold Path begins with right view, and right view, when expanded into daily life, becomes the ability to discern what belongs where. Love karma and money karma are different teachings, not opposing, not incompatible, but different. And to mix them carelessly is to muddy the clarity of both. Let's make it personal. Mai was a language tutor living in Bangkok. In her early 30s, she carried an aura of warmth and composure. She had steady work, good relationships, and was often sought out for advice. But behind closed doors, she experienced an unexplainable financial imbalance. Money flowed in, then slipped away. Her savings never grew. Unexpected expenses seemed to rise out of nowhere. One month her fridge broke, the next her roof leaked. It wasn't mismanagement, it was something less visible. On a temple visit, she sat with an old monk who had been a family friend. Quietly she asked, "Why do I feel like I can never hold on to money?" He asked nothing about her income, nothing about her spending. Instead, he simply said, "What do you carry with you every day?" She pulled out her wallet. He gestured for her to open it. Inside, along with cash and bank cards, were a photo of her father who had passed 10 years earlier, a pressed violet from her mother's garden, and folded paper she hesitated to touch. The monk asked, "What's that?" She unfolded it. It was a love note from an ex who had left her 5 years before. A short handwritten message, now creased with time and quiet heartbreak. She began to cry, not from pain, but from recognition. "I forgot it was there," she said, "but I never really let it go." The monk said gently, "Your money has nowhere to land. The wallet is already full, with memory, not readiness." That evening, Mai went home and emptied her wallet. She created a small altar shelf for the photo and flower. She buried the love note under a Bodhi tree, and she replaced the entire wallet with one she had been saving for some better occasion. Within 6 months, she not only stabilized her income, she saved more than she had in the previous 3 years combined. Not magic, clarity. This is what we miss when we conflate sacredness with sentimentality. Love, when placed properly, becomes a source of power. But when placed blindly, it becomes static. In the wallet, the energy of old love, especially unresolved love, starts to act like residue, sticky, unmoving, heavy. It doesn't matter if the love was romantic, familial, or platonic. If its memory lives in a space meant for motion, the result is always the same: blockage. So what do? You honor the sacredness of emotional memory without letting it anchor your finances. Practical steps. Start by taking everything out of your wallet. Every card, every photo, every folded note. Hold each item gently. Somebody, does this belong to a memory or to a future? Is this something I carry for comfort or avoidance? Am I placing this here because I don't know where else to put it? Be honest, without guilt. You're not being asked to discard your tenderness. You're being invited to give it a better home. Photos can go in journals. Notes can be stored in sacred boxes, drawers with lavender, or kept near altars. These places support memory. They hold space. They honor sentiment. The wallet, on the other hand, holds direction. It supports momentum. It should reflect movement, not pause. From a Feng Shui perspective, the wallet is best when it holds 3 to 5 active cards, a few crisp bills, and, if desired, one symbolic object of abundance. A gold coin, a red thread, a jade chip. These enhance wealth chi. Love tokens, while sacred, belong in yin spaces. Bedroom drawers, private corners, spiritual shelves. Not in the fire and motion zone of financial transaction. From the Buddhist view, this is an act of right placement, of wisdom applied. Clarity in the outer reflects clarity in the inner. You're not removing love, you're protecting it from misplacement. Let me offer one final story. In the mountains of northern Japan, there is an old woman named Yumi. For 40 years, she sold handmade paper at the village market. Her wallet, leather and faded, was always clean, organized, spacious. Someone once asked her why she never kept a photo of her late husband in it. She smiled and said, "I keep his picture near my tea. That's where we always sat together. But my wallet, that's for what I still build. He's not gone. He just lives in a different room now." That's the wisdom. You don't forget. You reassign. You don't erase. You relocate. You don't exile love. You give it a space where it can breathe, without blocking the flow of what still wants to arrive. Because wealth is not only about effort, it's about space. And money will not rest in a room already full of ghosts. So I invite you tonight, today, this hour, to open your wallet not as a container, but as a mirror. And ask yourself, am I mixing stories that need separate rooms? Let the answer guide your hands. Let your heart bow, not break. And then, let abundance walk in, not as replacement for love, but as its clear companion. Section 3. The danger of sharp and fragmented energy. There's a kind of silence that follows clutter, not the gentle quiet of peace, but the dull, heavy muting of flow. You've likely felt it before, when a drawer won't close because of too many tangled cords, or when a kitchen feels tense not from what's said, but from what's left scattered on the counter. The same quiet stagnation gathers invisibly in the wallet when it becomes a home for broken, bent, or sharp-edged items. Most people never notice, but energy does. In Feng Shui, sharpness is rarely benign. Objects with edges, blades, pins, even jagged coins do more than scratch fabric. They cut the qi. They stir what should settle. They pierce the energy field that surrounds not just space, but intention. And when those fragments live in the wallet, a space meant for prosperity, flow, and containment, the effects become quietly disruptive. We often forget that the wallet is not a passive object. It is touched daily, moved with the body, passed between people. It's there when you say yes to an opportunity. It's there when you hesitate in fear. It's there when you reach for something joyful or make a payment from regret. The wallet listens, and what it holds shapes what it says. Now imagine placing seeds, tiny carriers of future life, into a cracked, leaking pot. What would happen? The soil wouldn't stay, the water would seep, the root wouldn't take, and over time what should have grown into abundance would wither, not from lack of effort, but from poor containment. That's what happens when you carry torn bills, punctured leather, or worn down Lucky Charms. They don't just carry the memory of use, they carry the vibration of fragmentation. In Buddhist teaching, right effort is not about doing more. It's about doing with precision, clarity, and compassion. Slipping a bent safety pin into your wallet isn't just a habit, it's a symbol of reactive clutter, of unconsidered accumulation, of holding on to things because you might need them, not because they serve you now. Let me tell you about Isaac, a restaurateur in Kuala Lumpur. He'd built a small but beloved noodle shop with decades of savings, family recipes, and relentless work. But for all his success, he always felt like money passed through him without staying. "I feed everyone," he said, "but somehow I stay hungry." During a casual conversation, his friend, a Feng Shui-informed architect, asked him to empty his wallet. Out came 3 bent coins, 2 torn 10 ringgit notes, a rusted key, and a worn jade pendant tied with frayed string. "This is your financial altar?" the friend asked. Isaac laughed, but then he paused. Each of those items held a story. The coins came from a trip he hadn't enjoyed. The torn bills were too annoying to spend. The rusted key had no door. The jade was from a relative he no longer spoke to. Nothing was evil, but everything was energetically unfinished. Over the next week, Isaac made simple changes. He exchanged the torn notes at the bank. He sorted his bills by denomination, placing higher value notes in the back, smooth and unfolded. He wrapped the jade in red silk and placed it on his family altar, not in his wallet, and he removed the rusted key entirely. Within a month, his landlord reduced rent. His weekly income steadied. More importantly, he said, "I feel like my money respects me now. It doesn't scatter when I touch it." That is the quiet shift we seek. You see, when the wallet holds fragmented items, the body often responds in kind. You may begin to feel scattered with money, distracted in financial conversations, or reluctant to check your balance. Not because you fear numbers, but because your subconscious is already reading the chaos. Torn receipts, outdated loyalty cards, coins you can't use, items with edges that scratch. These aren't harmless, they are messages, and your nervous system is listening. In traditional Buddhist monasteries, great care is given to the tools of daily life. Bowls are kept clean, robes are folded with precision. Even brooms are leaned respectfully, not tossed. Why, by the way? Because how you treat the object is how you treat the moment, and how you treat the moment is how you generate karma. Now let's return to the wallet. Begin with the bills. If they are folded, unfold them. If they are torn, exchange them. If they are stained, replace them. You don't need wealth to do this. You need care. Smooth notes tell your energy field, "I am ready to hold." Crumpled ones whisper, "I can't be trusted to receive." Next, sort your money. In Feng Shui, sequence matters. Place your lowest denomination at the front, moving up toward the highest at the back. Not to hide, but to respect hierarchy. Abundance flows toward order. Just like water down a carved channel, it needs direction. Then look for sharp items. Pins, staples, broken zippers, even jagged charms with cracked enamel. These are not decorative, they are disruptive. If they serve no clear protective function, remove them. If they hold memory, place them elsewhere, wrapped and rested in a soft, stable space. Never carry what cuts. Be mindful, too, of the wallet's own body. Is the leather torn, the clasp broken, the stitching frayed? If so, ask yourself, would you trust a vault that doesn't close? Your wallet need not be expensive, but it must be whole. In both Feng Shui and Buddhist thought, integrity precedes prosperity. Form shapes flow. There's a deeper layer here. Many people carry worn lucky charms, a faded red string, a cracked fortune coin, a charm that worked once long ago and now lives on by habit. These are emotionally charged, but even talismans have seasons, and when their time passes, they must be either recharged, repurposed, or retired. Imagine wearing a life vest with holes. You wouldn't keep it for sentiment. So why carry energetic tools that no longer serve? Retire with grace. Thank it, wrap it, store it respectfully. Then let space open for something new. Because prosperity does not knock on cluttered doors. It waits for the home to become welcoming. Let your wallet be that home. Simple tips for renewal. Once a week, open your wallet with bond in quiet. Remove anything unused for 30+ days. Wipe the inside with a soft cloth. Sprinkle rice or place cedar leaves near it overnight to reset qi. Replace it fully every 1-2 years. And above all, remember, the wallet is not just about money. It is about readiness. It is about containment. It is about the quiet declaration. I am capable of holding wealth, not just desiring it. Let me close with a metaphor from a Zen calligrapher. The brush is not the art, it is the channel. Keep it clean, keep it whole, and it will shape beauty without effort. So it is with the wallet, not the source, but the stream bed. And when it is torn, scratched, or scattered, it cannot hold the river. But when it is tended, cleared, and aligned, it becomes what it was always meant to be, an altar in motion. Section 4, Unfinished Karma, Lottery Tickets and Debt Papers. Among all the things people unconsciously carry in their wallets, perhaps the most emotionally charged are those that whisper unfinished stories. Lottery tickets, debt slips, unpaid invoices, IOUs written in haste, or even post-it reminders of what still needs to be paid. These items do not belong to abundance. They belong to anxiety. And when placed in a space meant for wealth, they do not attract resolution. They amplify uncertainty. From a Feng Shui lens, the wallet is not merely a space for money, it is an extension of your relationship with abundance itself. It's where your hand reaches when you say yes. It's what you open when life offers or asks. And what lives inside it is not passive. It speaks to your subconscious, to your energy field, to your karmic memory every single day. Now imagine what it means to open your wallet and see a losing lottery ticket from last spring, or a creased note that says, pay water bill, $137, or a faded IOU someone hasn't returned. These objects seem harmless, but symbolically, they're altars to lack. They are micro-memorials to money lost, postponed, or feared. In Buddhism, there is a core teaching: you become what you contemplate. And when your wallet becomes a gallery of what's missing, you don't walk through life with a sense of sufficiency. You carry an imprint of failure. This isn't superstition, it's energetic imprinting. And it works slowly, subtly, like a whisper that becomes a belief. Let's look at this more clearly. A lottery ticket is not just a slip of paper, it is a physical representation of a wish, often made during moments of deep longing or playful fantasy. When it is still active, it holds the energy of potential. But once it has expired, once the draw has passed and the outcome is known, it transforms into something else entirely. Unresolved hope. And when that hope sits in your wallet, It doesn't inspire you to act. It lingers. It weighs. It distracts. Debt papers are even more potent. A reminder of what is owed, whether by you or to you, is a tether. It pulls your attention into the past. It cultivates a loop of worry, often without resolution. Many people carry bills inside their wallets, perhaps telling themselves they're being responsible. But responsibility doesn't require proximity. It requires clarity. And staring at unpaid amounts every time you buy groceries is not a financial strategy. It's a psychological drain. Take the story of Leonard, a mid-level executive working in logistics between Singapore and Hong Kong. By all external measures, he was successful. Steady income, well-dressed, articulate, and efficient. But privately, he confessed to feeling perpetually unsettled around money. No matter how well he performed at work, he always felt slightly behind, slightly at risk. Like I'm waiting for something to collapse, he said. One afternoon during a lunch meeting with a Feng Shui consultant, the conversation turned toward daily rituals. The consultant, sensing a kind of energetic dissonance, asked Leonard to show him his wallet. Leonard hesitated, then pulled it out. Inside were 2 past-due utility bills, a crumpled envelope with a handwritten IOU from a former friend, and 3 losing scratch-off lottery tickets he kept for fun. The consultant was gentle. "What part of you do these items serve?" he asked. Leonard shrugged. Habit, maybe. Avoidance, probably. The next day, Leonard made a quiet shift. He removed the debt notes, filed the bills properly, recycled the lottery slips. In their place, he added a crisp golden coin engraved with his birth year, a gift from his father that he had once stored in a drawer. Over the next quarter, Leonard didn't win the lottery or stumble into fortune, but his anxiety reduced. His attention sharpened. He renegotiated his insurance terms, streamlined his recurring payments, and realized he'd been overpaying a subscription for 2 years. His income didn't change, but his energy did. "It's like I gave myself permission to face money without panic," he said, for the first time in a long time. This is the essence of Feng Shui in practice. It's not about charms or luck. It's about spatial alignment and intentional placement. When you carry unresolved karma in your wallet, money not paid, debts not cleared, hopes not honored, you create an energetic backlog, like a drain clogged with hair. It doesn't stop the flow entirely, but it slows everything, and over time, the water turns stagnant. Buddhism offers another frame. The mind, when burdened with what's unresolved, tends to freeze. Or worse, loop. You wake up thinking of money, go to bed dreaming of what's unpaid. You carry fear into conversations, avoidance into decisions, and guilt into pleasure. A wallet that holds reminders of your lack story becomes a stage where those fears perform daily. But you can change that. Start by creating separation. Not everything financial must live in your wallet. Your wallet is not your archive, it is your altar. Your planner is where you organize tasks. Your journal is where you explore worries. Your computer is where you log statements. But your wallet, that's where readiness lives. Here are 5 practical changes you can make, beginning today. 1. Remove all expired lottery tickets, used coupons, and receipts older than 7 days. These carry outdated energy and should be cleared regularly. 2. Relocate debt papers and bill notices. Place them in a designated folder or planner, not your wallet. Attend to them mindfully, not reactively. 3. Release IOUs unless they are current and active. If someone owes you and has not returned the money in over a year, move the emotional burden to your journal. Don't let resentment cloud your prosperity field. 4. Add a single symbolic item to reflect resolution. A smooth coin, a gold bead, or a note with the words, "All debts are cleared in time." 5. Clean your wallet under sunlight for 20 minutes. This recharges the energy field, especially after removing heavy items. These are small actions, but in Buddhism, the small contains the infinite. The way you handle one item teaches the mind how to handle all things. If you can clear your wallet, you can clear your fear. If you can sort your receipts, you can sort your beliefs. Imagine walking into your favorite cafe, reaching for your wallet, and finding only clarity. Smooth bills, active cards, a simple talisman. No crumpled slips, no guilt, no story of what went wrong, just space, just readiness, just a quiet whisper from the universe that says, yes, you are allowed to receive. Because money is not just paper, it is emotion, memory, and movement. And when you mix its field with unfinished karma, you distort its path. But when you purify that space, money doesn't just visit, it begins to stay. Section 5, the transformational alternatives. What to add? After removing what no longer serves, after clearing torn bills, removing expired papers, relocating love notes, and releasing debt slips, what remains in your wallet is space. And in Feng Shui, space is not emptiness. It is potential. It is the field from which all things arise. But space, if left unanchored, can drift. This is why the next step in realigning your wallet is not about filling it back up, but about choosing one or two objects with care. Not to decorate, not to impress, but to reinforce. There is a line in Buddhist philosophy: the tool is not the way, but it becomes the way when held in mindfulness. That's how you must think of the objects you place in your wallet now, not as magical tokens, but as directional signs for your energy field. They don't make money appear. They make your mind more coherent, your posture more aligned, and your field more receptive to what you say you want. Let's begin with the gold ingot. It does not have to be real gold. It does not have to be heavy. But what it symbolizes, legacy, stored value, generational flow, is timeless. In traditional Chinese homes, gold ingots were placed in rice urns on altars near the hearth, not because of price, but because of presence. They reminded the household of what had been earned, kept, and honored. A gold ingot tucked into your wallet, especially when small, discreet, and wrapped in red cloth, becomes a signal of continuity, that you are not building wealth alone, but carrying forward a lineage of provision. Feng Shui advises placing this ingot in the southeast corner of your wallet, activating wealth flow through wood energy transformed by fire. And if your wallet faces south when set down, even better. Fire nourishes recognition. Fire clarifies intention. Next, consider the smooth coin, not jagged, not a bent lucky charm, a single coin with clean edges, ideally one that carries ancestral weight, a coin from your country of birth, your birth year, or a family figure you admire. In both Buddhist and Taoist temples, coins are not simply currency, they are timekeepers, circles of intention, energy loops. Carrying a smooth coin speaks to your trust in continuity. Not urgent money, old money, wisdom money. If you can find a coin gifted to you by an elder, even better. Place it near the back of the wallet so it rests in the space behind other objects. It becomes a root, a quiet center, a gravity well for your energy to settle around. Now we shift to something far more subtle, a small piece of white shed snakeskin, ethically sourced, clean, and intact. This is not for everyone, but those who are called to it will feel it immediately. In Buddhist metaphor, the snake sheds what no longer fits without violence, without story, just release, just change. Carrying a sliver of shed skin in your wallet signals your readiness for breakthrough, not by force, but by permission. It says, I no longer wear what I have outgrown. In Feng Shui, this object corresponds with metal energy, clarity, refinement, contraction before renewal. Ideal placement is in the west or northwest pocket of the wallet. Pair it with calm breath. Do not boast about it. Keep it sacred. For those who prefer gentler symbols, the next item speaks of water, a seashell or a pearl fragment. Nothing large, nothing flashy, just a shard or sliver that speaks of depth, patience, and the slow gathering of treasure. The ocean doesn't rush, it accumulates. A wallet is not a dam, it's a stream. A pearl shard says, let abundance arrive through calm. It is particularly helpful for those who struggle with urgency, impulsive spending, or fear of not having enough. Place it in the front compartment, where the breath enters, where the money first lands. Let its coolness settle you. Then comes the scent, because not all tools are visible. A chip of sandalwood or agarwood placed in the wallet brings a layer of energetic purification. In both Buddhist monasteries and Feng Shui rituals, These woods are used to anchor the space, to clear wandering spirits, and to stabilize the mind. Sandalwood is soft, sweet, and grounded. Agar wood is deeper, more mysterious, rich with yin potency. Either can be carried in a thin flake or sliver, wrapped in tissue or red cloth. Their purpose is not fragrance, it is signature. Just as each home has a scent, each energy field has a tone. These woods refine that tone. Now let's speak briefly of red cloth. It's easy to dismiss as a cliche, but in both Feng Shui and Buddhist tradition, red is not decorative. It is activating. It holds and magnifies qi. When you wrap an object in red, you are not hiding it. You are consecrating it. You are giving it a robe. You are saying this object carries fire. And fire is not about burning. Fire is about light, about visibility, about invitation. Wrap your talismans in red, not thickly, but gently. A single fold, a soft barrier between the symbol and the noise. Some practical considerations. Do not crowd your wallet. 1 or 2 talismans at most. If you carry more, you confuse the signal. Replace the cloth every 6 months. Red fades, fire must be fed. Clean or recharge objects under moonlight or sunlight depending on their essence. Coins prefer sun, shells and wood prefer moon. If an object feels heavy, let it rest outside the wallet for a few weeks. Energy changes. Tools need space too. And above all, do not treat these objects as magic. They are not substitutes for action. They are companions to it. They are reminders of rhythm, of order, of intentionality. Just as a musical instrument requires tuning, your energetic field requires calibration. These symbols are the tuning forks. Let me share one last story. Nara, a retired calligrapher in Kyoto, once said to a student, "I carry nothing unnecessary, but always one thing beautiful." When asked what that meant, he opened his wallet. Inside was a single smooth pebble from a river near his childhood home. "It doesn't bring me luck," he said. "It brings me back to myself. And from there, I always spend wisely." That is the purpose of wallet talismans, not to add more, but to remember what matters. Each time you open your wallet, you are declaring your readiness. Each object you carry is a sentence in that declaration. Make it a sentence worth reading. Not loud, not crowded, just true. Final, we began this journey not with numbers, strategies, or spreadsheets, but with space. A simple, quiet shift in how you view the wallet. Not as a storage item, not as a financial tool, but as a mirror, an altar, a daily ritual that either reflects coherence or confusion, openness or clutter, clarity or unresolved karma. And what has unfolded is something more subtle, more enduring than any budgeting app or quick fix could offer. Because when you touch your wallet, you are touching your relationship with receiving. When you open it, you are opening your readiness to give. When you carry it, you are, consciously or not, carrying your story of worth. That story is shaped not only by the balance in your account, but by the balance in your energy. We've seen how expired papers, broken receipts, and old notes don't just create mess. They create messages. They whisper scarcity, cling to outdated beliefs, and quietly slow the flow of abundance meant to find you. We've explored the quiet traps, the love letter that never left, the debt note you meant to pay, the torn bill too annoying to spend. And we've honored them, not by erasing, but by relocating, by giving the past its proper place and returning the present to its power. We've walked through the subtle wounds of sharp objects, fragmented qi, and the residue of effort unintegrated, not to shame but to notice, to hold even these unnoticed slivers of clutter as gateways to awakening. And then, with clean hands and steady breath, we've asked, what deserves to live here now? Not superstition, not magic, but meaning. A single polished coin to anchor remembrance. A small gold ingot, not to conjure riches, but to honor continuity. A seashell or fragment of sandalwood, to speak of rhythm, peace, and deep time patience. And in the end, we arrived at the truth behind it all. Your wallet is not a container. It is a commitment. a visible declaration of what you are truly prepared to hold. It tells your nervous system whether to tighten or relax. It tells your subconscious whether it's safe to receive. And it tells the chi around you whether you're moving with K or coherence. There is a Buddhist line that says, to touch something daily is to become it. So ask yourself, what have you become by what you carry? And now, Saamno, what would you like to become next? Because money is not cold, it is not distant, it is energy, filtered through relationship. And your wallet, worn, cleaned, filled with care, is that relationship made visible. Let me offer you one last story. In a quiet part of Kyoto, there lived a monk who had long since retired from temple duty. He spent his days writing calligraphy and tending to moss. A student once asked him, "Master, do you still carry a wallet?" The monk nodded, gently pulling a small cloth pouch from his sleeve. Inside were only three things: a fresh note, a polished coin, and a red thread folded in cotton. The student asked, "Why so little?" The monk replied, "Because I wish for peace. Not money, but peace, and money follows peace." That is the essence of this practice, not to chase wealth, but to clear the path where it might stay. Not to grip tighter, but to release what no longer aligns. So I ask you now, gently and without urgency, where in your life is it time to clean? Where in your energy is it time to welcome? And what will you choose to carry forward? With care, with breath, with clarity? If this video offered you a new lens, not just for your wallet, but for your way of holding life, I invite you to anchor that insight in one small act. Comment below with the phrase, "I clear space to welcome clarity." Let it be your reward declaration. Let it be your shift. And if this reflection stirred something soft or deep within you, if it reminded you that prosperity is not pressure, but presence, if it helped you breathe more gently toward your financial field, then I invite you with warmth and sincerity to like, share, and subscribe to New Day Mindfulness. Your support brings me closer to our first 1,000 followers. But more than that, it helps me continue offering content that honors your path, not through noise, not through hype, but through clarity, through stillness, through ancient wisdom made quietly relevant. Thank you for walking this path with me today. May your wallet be light but full. May your hands hold only what aligns. May your breath soften every time you open what once felt heavy. And may you remember again and again that abundance is not a prize, it's a pattern. And that pattern begins right here, with how you carry, with how you clear, and with how you choose to receive.